Welcome to the channel, like and subscribe. Leave a comment.
So, you were at Helgen. You saw this dragon with your own eyes? Really? You're certainly forthright about your criminal past. But it's none of my concern who the Imperials want to execute, especially now. What I want to know is, what exactly happened at Helgen? I should have guessed Ulfric would be mixed up in this. What do you say now, Proventus? Shall we continue to trust in the strength of our walls against the dragon?
My lord, we should send troops to Riverwood at once. It's in the most immediate danger. If that dragon is lurking in the mountains...
That is a provocation. He'll assume we're preparing to join Ulfric's side and attack him. We should not...
Enough! I'll not stand idly by while the dragon burns my hold and slaughters my people. Irileth, send a detachment to Riverwood at once.
Yes, my Jarl.
If you'll excuse me, I'll return to my duties.
That would be best. Well done. You sought me out on your own initiative. You've done Whiterun a service. Take this as a small token of my esteem. There is another thing you could do for me. Suitable for someone of your particular talents, perhaps. Come, let's go find Farengar, my court wizard. He's been looking into a matter related to these dragons and rumors of dragons. Farengar, I think I've found someone who can help you with your dragon project. Go ahead and fill him in with all the details.
So the Jarl thinks you can be of use to me. Oh yes, he must be referring to my research into the dragons. Yes, I could use someone to fetch something for me. Well, when I say fetch, I really mean delve into a dangerous ruin in search of an ancient stone tablet that may or may not actually be there. Straight to the point, eh? No need for tedious hows and whys. I like that. Leave those details to your betters, am I right? I, learned of a certain stone tablet said to be housed in Bleak Falls Barrow. A dragon stone, said to contain a map of dragon burial sites. Go to Bleak Falls Barrow, find this tablet, no doubt interred in the main chamber, and bring it to me. Simplicity itself. An old tomb, built by the ancient Nords. Perhaps dating back to the Dragon War itself. Ah, maybe you just want to know how to get there. It's near Riverwood, a miserable little village a few miles south of here. I'm sure some of the locals can point you in the right direction once you get there. Well, must preserve some professional secrets, mustn't we? I have my sources. Reliable sources. Ah, student of the craft. You'll need to start by learning an enchantment. Take an enchanted weapon or piece of armor, then use the arcane enchanter to learn its secrets. The item is destroyed in the process, so be wary. Once you know an enchantment, you'll need a filled soul gem and something to enchant. You'll use the arcane enchanter for that too. Of course, I have everything you need for sale if you have the coin. I'm not surprised you've never heard of it. Even I used to think it was just a myth. But not anymore. The Dragon War was a real event, although only the barest glimmer of the actual events has come down to us. Far back in the Mythic era, the dragons were worshipped as gods in Skyrim. Many of the monumental ruins that still dot the landscape were in fact built as temples to the dragons. The details are lost, but at some point the Nords rebelled. After a long and terrible war, the Nords overthrew their dragon overlords. Oh no, many were killed, of course, but many survived into historical times. Why, this very palace was built by one of Balgruf's ancestors to hold a captive dragon. Hence its name, Dragon's Reach. I believe I am, yes. Technically speaking, of course. The city is also home to a priest, priestess, an alchemist, and I'm sure others who practice. Ah, that reminds me. Speaking of alchemists, I have some frost salts for Arcadia. She asked me to obtain them for one of her potions. Would you be so kind as to deliver the frost salts for me? I'm sure Arcadia will provide some form of recompense. Good. You're clearly better suited than I am to carry out such a menial task. A prospective student, are you? Well, I'm afraid I'm not much good at teaching. You should try your luck at the College of Winterhold. Sadly, no. My work affords me few opportunities for such an adventure. Perhaps some hero will bring one to Dragon's Reach, like old Olaf one I once did. What a fascinating conversation that would be. I'll put it simply so you'll understand. I advise the Jarl in matters of magic. If the Hold is faced with any threats or mysteries of a magical nature, I am called upon to explain things and suggest a course of action. Hopefully that answer will satisfy you. Good day.
This is a priority now. Anything we can use to fight this dragon, or dragons, we need it quickly, before it's too late.
Of course, Jarl Balgruf. You seem to have found me an able assistant. I'm sure he will prove most useful.
Succeed at this, and you'll be rewarded. Whiterun will be in your debt.
Can't wait to gut one of those rebels.
Riding in the field of our own corruption, while you have ascended from the dung of mortality. Yes, man, you said, let me show you the power of Talos Stormcloud.
You tried mercenary work? It might suit you. The waiting, the insufferable.
Waiting.
Sometimes I miss the soldier's life, but when I hold my daughter in my arms, I know I have no choice.
Come on in. We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds. I enjoy this work well enough, but I'm ready to retire. I've been thinking of selling the inn to Isolda. Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter. I assume you saw the Gildergreen? Big tree, all burnt up, in the middle of the Wind District? It's part of the Temple of Kinnareth. People want Danica to do something about it, but I don't know what they expect. Have you seen that shrine of Asura? They say the Dark Elves built it after they fled from Morrowind. Sight to see. Of course. It's all in this note. Sure thing. It's yours for a day.
This
I'll
is an
show you
ode
to your room,
Skyrim's
right this way.
staunch protectors, the Imperials. We drink to our youth, to days come and gone, for the age of aggression is just about done. We'll drive out the Stormcloaks and restore what we own. With our blood and our steel, we will take back.
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Down with Ulfric, the killer of kings. On the day of your death, we will drink and we'll sing.
You know what's wrong with Skyrim these days? Everyone is obsessed with death.
Fresh baked loaf?
Still warm from the oven.
People have forgotten humor, poetry.
Let me know if you see anything you like. You look rather pale. Could be ataxia. It's quite a problem back home in Cyrodiil. Ah, splendid, splendid. It's for a special brew I'm working on. A love elixir like none other. Maybe I'll test it on Farengar first. Oh, but I suppose you expect some compensation. Here. These potions should suffice. Of a sort. I don't have formal training in the Restoration School, but something just as good. Within these walls, I have all that I need to brew a potion for nearly any ailment. If I had a septum for every case of rock joint or whitbane I've cured since I opened this shop, I'd be a rich woman indeed. Why? Because I'm a proud citizen of the Empire? Because the Stormcloaks only want Nords in Skyrim? The Stormcloaks can rot in oblivion for all I care. I've lived in this city for 20 years. 20! I think I can teach you a thing or two. Come back anytime if you need a remedy. You'll find tonics, salves, poultices, and potions on my shelves. Browse to your heart's content.
Foolish old woman. You know nothing. Nothing of our struggles, our suffering.
Nothing. And what of my son? What of Thorold? Is he nothing? So don't talk to me about suffering.
Your son chose his side, and he chose poorly, and now he's gone. Such is the way of war. The sooner you accept his loss, the better.
I will never accept his death. My son still lives. I feel it in my heart. So tell me, Battleborns, where is he? Where are you holding my Thorold?
Those green apples you sold me the other day were
Do you
delicious.
believe this old
I always set some aside for myself when the traders bring them
holding
up from the
him?
south.
Why, I've
I'm
got
sure
him
you
in
could
my
charge double for
cellar.
those and still sell
He's
them all
my
within a week.
prisoner.
You're right.
Face it, Carl.
I'll have to remember
Your
that the next
stupid
time I
son
get a
is
ship.
Chops
dead.
and steaks fit
He
for a
died a
jarl. Come and see my
storm-cloaked traitor.
specialty
And
finest
you best keep your mouth shut before you suffer the same.
Come on, Father. There's nothing more to be said here.
Fresh baked loaves, still warm from the oven.
Hello, Fralia, dear. Lilith, always a pleasure. Just browsing, or were you
Tired of
looking for
witnessing.
something
Had
particular?
enough of fish and fowl?
Funny you
Treat
should ask.
yourself and your kin to a choice
I'm in
cut
the
of
market
steak
for a new
or tender
locket.
rack of ribs.
Something in polished silver, maybe. Big enough to hold, say, a folded up letter. Ah, I see. I think I know just
Chops
what
and
you
steaks
need.
fit for a jarl.
I don't
Come
have
and see my
anything like that
selection
here
of the
now,
finest
but my
qualities.
Yorland. He can make you one right quick. When I get home, I'll have him start on it right away. Come back to pick it up in, 3 days? Perfect, my dear. Absolutely
The finest
perfect.
cuts,
I'll
fresh from
see
the
you then.
wilds.
All I can think about is my son, my Thorold. They say that he was killed, but I know better. I know my son is alive.
Had enough of fish
And
and
those
fowl.
battle
Treat
born,
yourself and your kin to
they're
a
in
choice
with
cut
the
of steak
Imperials.
or a tender rack
They
of
know
ribs.
it too, and yet they lie to my very face.
Fresh vegetables for sale.
I just know it. I can feel it in my heart. You have to believe me. Please visit me at my home. I can tell you the
Finest
whole
cuts,
story.
Fresh from the wild.
I actually advise the Jarl on political matters. My input is invaluable, of course. But this is all probably a bit over your head.
Life's hard enough with all these men propositioning me. But that bard is the worst. That bard Mikhail is begging for a dagger up against his throat, the way he goes on about me. I heard him boasting at the Bannered Mare, saying he'll conquer me as a true Nord conquers any harsh beast. Huh! I can take care of myself. A Whiterun woman learns how to handle a few idiot men early in life.
Fresh from the wilds.
You've got no idea. Half the men in Whiterun have proposed to me. Some were even single. They'll never understand. No amount of flowers or honeyed words are going to change my mind. Right now, all that matters is my daughter Mila. No man's going to get between me and my little girl. That bard... I heard him boasting at the Bannered Mare, saying he'll... If you want to try, go right ahead. I don't think anything will get through that thick skull of his, though. Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
finest cuts, fresh from the wild.
Remember, fresh fruit and vegetables every day.
You know what's wrong with Skyrim is...
Got something for just about everybody in here. Give a holler if you have any questions. Everything's for sale, my friend. Everything. Take a look. Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures. Do come back. Be careful!
Have forgotten humor, poetry, and romance. I love a good sword fight as much as the next man. But there's more to it.
Let me know if you see anything you like. I'd even buy a bit of this and a bit of that. Take a look. Isn't it obvious? Why, the wonderful weather and hospitable people, of course. Not to mention my great fondness for dragons and petty political power struggles. But without a doubt, the most compelling feature of this frozen wasteland is the volley of inane questions leveled at me on a regular basis. Interesting, to say the least. What with all that's been going on. On the one hand, supplies are harder to come by since fewer traders are traveling the roads these days. But on the other, the scarcity of supplies has led to some, well, elevated prices. All that matters is that I have what you need, and it's worth every septum. Do come back.
You know what? Well met, traveler. What brings you to Whiterun?
Tired of bread and stew? Had enough of fish and fowl? Treat yourself and your kin to a choice cut of steak or a tender rack of ribs.
Truly? Huh. By sure, this city could use more like you. Best head up to Dragon's Reach then, and see the Jarl. He's Lord of Whiterun, and can set you on the path.
I had to. The farmers are charging me double for the
Aye,
process.
that I do. Half all my life. We Battleborns have been here since the beginning, along with the Grey Maids. Our family's been closest kin for generations, but Ulfric's Stormcloak's uprising has divided us. Now, seems we can scarce look at each other without coming to blows. Petty and foolish, that. They are saying dragons have returned to Skyrim. Now that's a real problem.
Are you still working at the Bannered Mare in the evenings, Ofelina? And why shouldn't I?
Ain't sure if they're taking on new members, but you should talk to the companions. They're over in their hall. Jorbasker. If by work, you mean testing your steel in bloody battle. Ah, the most important question of all, that one. You'll want the Bannered Mare. See old Hulda. She'll keep you swimming in mead. But mind the bard, Mikael. Poncy little milk drinker, that one. Man gives bards a bad name. We Nords have a long history as warrior poets. I am proud to count myself among them. But Mikael, he sings only for gold and the affections of wenches. He dishonors our traditions.
Tired of bread and stew? Had enough of fish and fowl? Treat yourself and your kin to a choice cut of steak or a tender rack of ribs.
May your sword be sharp, and your tongue sharper. You know what's wrong with Skyrim these days? Everyone is obsessed with death.
Come on in. We got warm food, warm drinks, and warm beds.
If it's a lady you're looking for, you best look elsewhere. Once Mikael gets them, they're got. There's a whole college up in Solitude where they teach the arts. Song, lute playing, poetry. I studied there myself. Had to leave over a misunderstanding with a headmistress. Well, more a misunderstanding with her husband. I'm a bard, trained at the Bard's College in Solitude. Wanderers like you should think about applying. Carlotta put you up to this, didn't she? I'm sorry, but that fiery widow is mine. She just doesn't know it yet. What did you just say? All I heard was a sound of jealousy. Bribing me? Well, a bard does need to eat. On my ancestors' honor, I won't trouble sweet Carlotta again. Sure. What can I do for you? Only true Imperials request that one. This is an ode to Skyrim's staunch protectors, the Imperials. We drink to our youth, to days come and gone, for the age of aggression is just about done. We'll drive out the stormcloaks and restore what we own. With our blood and our steel, we will take back our home. Down with Ulfric, the killer of kings. On the day of your death, we will drink and we'll sing. We're the children of Skyrim, and we fight all our lives. And when Sovngarde beckons, every one of us dies. But this land is ours, and we'll see it wiped clean of the scourge that has sullied our hopes and our dreams.
I spend a lot of time at the market stall so I can learn the merchant's trade. I need more experience if I'm going to run an inn someday.
Ripe fruit and fresh vegetables for...
That's
really?
Mock the town.
You convinced that lute player to stop chasing me?
Right to browse, don't I?
I'd thank the gods, but I'll settle for thanking you.
God smile.
Here's some coin for your help.
Best you remember that.
Remember, fresh fruit and vegetables every day.
The Jarl has finally agreed to send you back to Riverwood.
Yes, Housecourt. We leave immediately. It's just us against the dragon. Is that it?
I can't afford to send anyone else, and we don't know where the dragon is. Your main job will be to keep an eye out and get the people to safety if the town is attacked. I don't expect the three of you to fight off a dragon by yourselves, but I do expect you to do your duty.
Of course. We'll keep Riverwood safe. You can count on it. Let's move out. Time's a-wasting.
Yes, Sarah? Balgrup and I share a battle bond. We met as youths, and when he became Jarl, I insisted on... Gods, you are curious. Almost dangerously so. I am charged with protecting the Jarl from any and all threats. Powerful men have many enemies, more so in times of strife, so you can imagine the dangers. Oh yes, there have been attempts on the Jarl's life. More than one would-be assassin has met his end at the tip of my blade. Take your pick. Dragons, Stormcloak assassins, ambitious and unscrupulous nobles. Sometimes I think his own children want him dead. And those are just the physical threats. Assaults on his sanity are another matter entirely. Every day he deals with obsequious functionaries and incompetent bureaucrats. Sadly, I'm not allowed to eliminate them. Well, not yet, anyway. I've got my eyes on you.
I spend a lot of time at the market stall so I can learn the merchant's trade.
I don't claim to be the best blacksmith in Whiterun. Jorland Greymane's got that honor. Man's steel is legendary. All I ask is a fair chance. Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything.